Tēnā koutou katoa. Today I'm giving up an update on my Mahuru Maori challenge. It's been relatively good. I've tried to use my kupu Maori in various social interactions, and most of the time I got quite a good response. And then these little cards here came in really handy. There. Okay. So they came in really handy because then if people started looking at me weird, which they kind of do, I just give them this and explains to them that I'm trying to utilize the Reo Maori to normalize it in New Zealand societies. So some things that I've picked up along the way I'd wanted to share with you. Of course, the easiest of them all is the greetings and the farewells. I think as New Zealanders we all kind of relatively know kia ora or tēnā koe and ka kite anō for goodbyes. So it doesn't have to just be morena, it could be a tamarie, it could be ahi marie, like for the afternoon, it could be ahi pō marie. You can just play around with that. If someone was to say kei te pewhea koe and then you would say kei te pai aho, a more realistic one in day-to-day interactions would be kei te pai, because it's kind of like when you say how are you, good. You don't have to say I am good. Kei te pewhea koe, kei te pai. That's a very common one. Another really good one is what are you doing? So when you walk into the room and you know, one of the main things people say after hello or the greeting, you know, be it kia ora morena, etc., then it will be what are you guys doing or what are you doing? And so a really good one for this one is kei te aha. Kei te aha kind of goes with what's up, a general one, but if you wanted to be more specific, you could say kei te aha koe or kei te aha koutou, like what are you guys doing? And that was a pretty common one I used quite a lot this month. Kei te aha koutou, kei te aha korua, kei te aha koe. And yeah, that's a pretty common one, and I think everyone should know how to use it. Another good one that we can all use more often, even as beginners and even with people who are not learning Te Reo Maori, are the numbers. Everybody knows the sound of the numbers, and it's not going to be that difficult to utilize it in a conversation, but it's all part of the bigger kaupapa of normalizing Te Reo Maori amongst Pākehā mainstream. So, for example, if you're at the Pack and Save cashier, for example, and somebody says, how many bags would you like? It's really quite easy just to say something like waru, 8, or rima, 5. And I use that quite a lot this month. Like I said, I'm quite a beginner, so I couldn't say sentences upon sentences, but I could use as much of the kupu that I have learned thus far. Another one that I realized that I used quite a lot was the cost. So we're taught to say ehia te utu mō te, and then object. So ehia te utu mō te keike. What's the cost of this cake? But I just feel like they get quite long when you are just having a quick interchange. So I find myself going more like ehia te utu, and that's it. And then I'll be pointing to the cake. So what's the cost, kind of thing. It's not exactly grammatically accurate, but it works. The term for sorry. So I thought, I was under the impression that sorry was aroha mai, and I've heard heaps of people use it in that context, and especially when they're saying sorry for your loss or I'm sorry that happened to you, they'll always say aroha mai, which is what I thought was sorry. It turns out that that is not the real meaning of sorry at all, and it's a really big misconception. The true translation of sorry or my bad is mō taku he. That's how you say it, mō taku he, sorry, this. But yeah, it's quite embarrassing after all this time to realize that aroha mai actually means love me, and yeah, it doesn't really fit in that context. So that was just a little bit about how my Mahuru Maori went. We haven't finished the month, but this is what I've experienced thus far. It's been really interesting, and it's been interesting as well to see the reactions of people. Most Māori that I speak with are extremely impressed and proud and can see that we're trying to put an effort, and most other people although they find it really weird, they still quite respect it. And I really enjoyed participating in this challenge. Hopefully next year more and more people will jump on this bandwagon and there could be a nice fast revival of Te Reo Maori. Ka kite anō.
Out there,